Okay, I am going to use a alcohol-based weathering solution. This one happens to be sold by Dr. Benz. It's called Oily Crud, and I think it'll work pretty good on this loading ramp. It's a very concentrated solution. I've had this for a long time as well, and a few drops mixed with isopropyl alcohol goes a long way. I use 91% when I can get it because it has a little less water in it, and since we're working with wood, it's always best to minimize the amount of water that you're applying to the material. 70% will work as well, but if I can get 91, I'll use that. What I do is I get this into, of course I put on some rubber gloves because anytime you're working with this stain, you will invariably stain your own self. So I'm going to take a little out with this eyedropper. I don't know, what is that, 1, 2, half a mil. I'll just squirt some in. I avoid using the full strength material because it's just too dark, and it's an experiment to get the appropriate concentration of color and alcohol. It's better to have the solution be too thin than too dark, because you can easily apply more coats of the lighter solution to darken the wood, and it is a little more difficult to go the other direction. Looks pretty dark. Let's see what happens when we put a little bit of the wood in here. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I'm not trying to have it become black. I just want it to look kind of dark and silvery. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So we'll go on with that. I'm going to use this brush to apply it to the surface. You could use a rag. A little variation is what you're trying to get anyway, so don't be too concerned about having some areas appear darker than others. If we look closely at all the strips, we'll see that the process of impressing the wood grain into the surface has raised a bit of fuzz onto the strip wood, and we need to eliminate that by using some 320 garnet paper and then lightly sanding the surfaces of each side of the sticks. It does not require a great deal of sanding, but just enough to get that little bit of fuzz removed. Now I'm making a dilution of this weathered rust material, and it's a fairly thin solution, and I'm now going to apply that to this wood. Allow the stain to soak into the strip wood for a few minutes and then wipe off the excess with a soft rag.